कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाकं वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्. Greetings to all on the auspicious occasion of Sri Ramanavami. Today I will be talking on the topic inspiration from Valmiki Ramayana. The mantra we chanted, Kujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam, in the top pitch, in the tree of the Ramayana, the Valmiki is calling Rama, Rama, Rama. In every sentence, there is the prayer on Sri Ramachandra. And we are in the life, we don't know how to live and how to live. And our value system, we generally think purpose of life is to make money. How we do, we push our children, go from one tuition to another tuition. And what is the intention? I want my child or children to go to the best school, get high marks in VCE, and get into the best course in university, and get the best job, and make lot of money. And then what? Your children, we expect your children to repeat the same cycle. Only run, make money, and your children also run. Is that all is the life? Is all that life? Life is why we have to reflect on scriptures. It gives a meaning to our life. It is about how we can become a source of inspiration for others. To become a source of inspiration for others, we need a role model. We also must have a role model in our lives. Then only we become a source of inspiration. I may be a multi-millionaire, but doesn't guarantee that I will get any status, respect in the society. The money will get limited respect in the society, lasting respect. One who lives the life based on values alone get the respect in the society. And here it is important, like magnet, when the piece of iron kept in the association of a powerful magnet, even iron acquires the quality of magnet. The company we associate, the role model we entertain, we also unknowingly start taking those qualities. So it is very important our children in the young age get associated with inspired people, read about the biographies of great people. Unknowingly their personality get shaped. And Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita talks about yadyadacharati shrestha tatta deva itaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadanu vartate. The children blindly follow whoever is their role model. Role model, yadyadacharati shrestha. Children blindly follow their parents. Parents are so busy, children think, okay, once I get a job, I also should become so busy. So if you have a role model, so parents also have a lot of responsibility. They have to uplift themselves to become a role model. Sayat Pramanam, whatever role model, one who has come as a leader cannot be like Trump. Should be a role model for generations to come. not just holding a position. That position comes with lot of responsibility. Everyone, children will be looking up to the leader, so that I also should imitate. If a lunatic is there at the top, others also think we can get away bullying people, get whatever you want in your life. So leadership comes with a lot of responsibility. Sri Krishna talks about yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. When the leaders themselves, there is no leaders. Leaders are there, not there. People lost in their life whom to look up to. We don't know what to look up to in our lives. I don't know what is the inspiration. I am panicky. I have no purpose in my life. What should I look up? Sri Krishna says that when the leaders are not there, when the world is tilting towards the tamasic, negative, I take appear time to time. Why I take time, come time to time to protection of the good people. At all times there are good people are there, and distraction of negativity. I take avatara time to time. Bhagavan did not say for the sake of saying. He did that one as a Ramachandra. As a Ramachandra, he appeared to set a standard. How humans should live a life. And Bhagavan Ramachandra, he demonstrated roles of a ideal son. How should be as an ideal son should be, ideal brother how should be, ideal friend, ideal guru, ideal king, ideal husband, ideal father, perfection in every regard. He is the why we have to contemplate on Ramachandra. Ramayana is Ramnavami is not just having a panaka. More than that, what can we learn from Ramachandra? He has come here to set a standard. How can I elevate, uplift the game of my life? Bhagavan Ramachandra, he contemplated. Rama means bliss. Who contemplates on Rama, Lord Rama, they also get bliss in their lives. And scriptures say the Aradhya Deva of Lord Shiva is Ramachandra. He is continuously contemplating on Ramachandra, and it is said those who go to Kashi, Varanasi, and have a darshan of Vishwanatha, Vishwanatha, in the last days of their life, he comes to that person, and in the right ear he gives the Upadesha of Rama. He tells the people, those who are devoted to Vishwanatha also, he gives the Rama Japa, he gives the Rama Mantra. And Valmiki, he was Valmika means anthill. He was doing the intense tapas. He did not move. Around him, Valmika anthill developed. So he was so pained to see a dying Crauncha bird. He was crying in separation of its companion. He was so pained. He went into deep sorrow. That is called as Shoka. He was in deep sorrow. Then Narada approached him. He asked him to contemplate, write about Ramachandra. He did not know how to do. Narada, he gave him a gist and made him to contemplate. From deep shoka means sorrow. Deep shoka, what came out was shloka. Shloka means Valmiki shloka, 24,000 words came out. incessantly it came out 24,000. He composed Ramayana. Ramayana and Mahabharata are called as Itihasa. Itihasa means Westerners say it is a mythology. It is not a mythology. Itihasa. It was like that. It was like that. What he did, he composed it. He did not publish. When Sita Devi went to the forest and delivered the babies Lava and Kusha, Valmiki, he taught 24,000 verses to Lava and Kusha and made them to sing with Tampura. Tampura, they beautifully singing. And now in Ayodhya there was Ashwamedha Yaga, big festival is happening, everywhere decoration, everywhere festivity is there, and he asked Lava and Kusha, go and sing this 24,000 Ramayana, but no, never disclose who are your parents. Disclose and go and sing. And Valmiki and these two boys started going through the streets of Ayodhya singing the Tapaswadhyaya, the beautiful melodious 24,000. Wherever they went, so many people started following them. So enchanting to hear and so crowded crowd behind them, and people reported to Ramachandra, look, two boys, they look similar to you, look alike to you, but the singing with the devotion Ramayana. So these two boys, Ramachandra wanted to know who are these boys. He called them in the assembly and made these two boys to sing. They started singing the Valmiki Ramayana. The boys started singing. Ramachandra, at the beginning, you are singing so nicely. And do you want, what present you want? These boys, do you want a horse? Do you want that toy? You want a gold? They said, only we are not here for money. They singing. And as they started singing, whole crowd went into trance. Ramachandra, with the folded hands, got off from his throne, and he quietly went in the assembly and sat there with the joined hands with the tears in his eyes. Though he was the centerpiece of Ramayana, so he was so moved to hear the story of the great personality himself, and so moved that it was published, authenticated, ticked off by Ramachandra himself. Ramachandra himself ticked it off. It is said, Brahma says, as long as Ramakatha is happening in this world, the humanity will survive. When the Ramakatha ends, humanity will be wiped out, because Ramakatha is nothing but value-based living. As long as the value is there in the society, humanity will survive. If there is no value, it will perish. And in the Ramachandra is Sri Rama, when he completed his avatara towards the end, when his work was done, and Lord Shiva, Brahma sent a message through Shiva, and Shiva said, please, you finish your avatara, please, you are required there also. And so he decided to end his play, and he invited all the Vanara Sainya and all the Ayodhya people, whoever wants to come with me to the Paramdhama, you can come. And some chose to stay back, and many agreed to follow him, and he took everyone, but for Hanuman, he said, no, you are not coming. You are here. You have a role to play. You have to guide all the bhaktas, all the good people. You should be a source of inspiration. You stay here, and in turn he said, for your service, when this time Brahma's period finishes, you will ascend to, you will become next Brahma. You have a role to play, and it's Ramachandra. Bhagavan Ramachandra is the seventh incarnation of Mahavishnu, the seventh incarnation, born on the seventh nakshatra. Today is Punarvasu. Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, then Margashira, then Ardra, Punarvasu, then tomorrow is Pushya. And it is on his the seventh nakshatra he was born, and Ramayana, Valmiki compiled Ramayana in 7 sections. Khanda means sections. 7 sections like Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda, Yuddha Kanda, and Uttara Kanda. And there are many parallels between Ramayana characters and Mahabharata characters. Many parallels are there. Parallels, for example, in the Ramayana, in Sundarakanda, it's the 5th section. Hanuman went as a messenger of Ramachandra to Lanka to convey the message to Ravana. Better hand over Sita, otherwise you will face ruin. In the 5th Parva of Mahabharata, that is called as Udyoga Parva, Sri Krishna went as a messenger of Pandavas and told to Duryodhana, better hand over the kingdom to Pandavas, otherwise you will face the ruin. So it talks about whatever you do, whatever seva you do, you will get multifold returns. And Vali is an incarnation of Indra and his son Angada. And Vali became Arjuna. Vali became Arjuna, and Angada became Abhimanyu. Angada was the son of Vali, and here same father and son relationship, it continued. And Trijata in the Ashokavana, she was consoling Sita Devi not to worry. She was comforting her in return of her service. In the next life, in the Krishna Avatara, she had a blessing of being born as Sita's, Krishna's sister, Subhadra's sister. Whatever good you do, you will get. People say there is no time for good people. Whatever you do, Bhagavan returns with many folds. She was born, and the person becomes great, not just for living for oneself. One who does the Tyaga, that was the main idea of 18th chapter also. Tyaga, sacrifice. One who sacrifices one's life, lives for others, alone will become great. Ramayana characters, I picked up few characters. How I will talk about how their character is still a inspiration for us. The sacrifice of Lord Ramachandra, his wife Sita Devi, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna, Hanuman, I will talk about. For example, Ramachandra was declared, tomorrow you will be the king, but the father said you had to go to forest. The Kaikeyi is urging. He did not have any hesitation. He sacrificed his own kingdom to follow his father's words. And he had no anger against anyone when he went out. Even in the forest, at times Lakshmana used to say the curse Kaikeyi, that evil lady. Whenever Lakshmana used to say, Ramachandra says, she is our mother also. If you are so angry about Kaikeyi, what I will do, I will send a message to Bharata and will ask him to hand over the king, make you king. If you want to become a king, I can make you. So, not to show your anger on Kaikeyi. And here Rama, that in the next one, Sri Rama Chandra, he was an embodiment of yoga. We are talking about Yama and Niyama. Ramachandra is an embodiment of yoga. Yoga Purusha is Yogeshwara. He was an embodiment of ahimsa. Even in the war front, he had told, even now, if Ravana apologizes, I will pardon him. I have no remorse against him. Ahimsa. He was established on ahimsa. And Arjavam means straightforward. No, whatever he said, he would abide by that one. No second thought. Straightforwardness. And Apaishunam, absence of fault finding. He was always smiling, hitabashi, always smiling, and Satya. He was known for Satya. Whatever he said, he will abide by that one, Satya. Asteya, non-stealing. And when the father said you had to go and not interested in taking, even Lakshmana said, can we wage a war against King Dasharatha and throw him out and we'll take over the kingdom? Asteya. He said no. Asteya and Brahmacharya, discipline, self-discipline. Aparigraha, non-possessiveness. In the forest, he had to go empty-handed. It's empty-handed, like rishis, he went to the forest. And purity, shaucha, purity, embodiment, and santosha. Always in Rama, name itself says bliss. Tapas, he was in the forest. He was the tapas, enduring the challenges without complaining. And swadhyaya, always reflecting. And the righteousness, he showed the path of righteousness for the humanity. He is an embodiment of Yama and Niyama. And Sita Devi, she followed Ramachandra like a shadow. Whether she was in a palace or in the forest, Ramachandra said, I am going for 14 years. It's a very tough life. She said, wherever you are, that is the heaven for me. And she followed him like a shadow, never complained about in the forest, so difficult. And it's other half of Ramachandra, reflection of Ramachandra. Lakshmana was a personal bodyguard of Ramachandra. He was a bodyguard for 14 years. Like eyelid, he kept his eyes on Ramachandra. Always he was protecting him. And the Lakshmana, when Ramachandra was decided to depart for forest, Lakshmana said, nothing doing, I am following you. So Lakshmana went to his mother for the blessing before going, Urmila, and Urmila said, brave, if you had not gone, I would have scolded you. Good that you are going. That mother sacrifice, that Urmila said, your duty to follow your brother. Had he not gone, I would have been very upset. And Lakshmana left his young wife at the palace and went alone. That is also sacrifice from his side. And next one is Bharata. When he was with his uncle's Ashwapati's kingdom, when he came, Kaikeyi said, you are a very lucky person, take over the kingdom. He did not take. Instead, he became very angry at Kaikeyi, and he bent on going to the forest in the Panchavati and bring Ramachandra back. And he told, we will swap. When Ramachandra refused, he said, if you want to abide by father's pledge, let us swap. I will go, you take over. And at any cost, when Ramachandra did not agree, and he took his paduka, his feet as a paduka as the representative, and he brought the paduka, kept it on the throne of Ayodhya. Instead, he stayed in the nearby village Nandigram. Recently, I and Sumana went to Nandigram also. He ruled there like a mendicant, like a hermit. On a simple, he ruled the country. That is a sacrifice from Bharata. Shatrughna, the twin brother of Bharata. The Bharata, Shatrughna, after Ramachandra returned from the forest, then Ramachandra was given it's a news in Mathura. There is a evil Rakshasa, Lavanasura. Lavanasura has come. He is creating a havoc for the people. Immediately Shatrughna jumped in. Ramachandra, you should use me. You gave Lakshmana a chance to serve you for 14 years. You gave Bharata to serve you. You did not give me a chance to serve you. I should go. And he offered himself, I want to serve you. I want to serve you, one brother after another. They want to do sacrifice. Everyone, one ahead of them. So Shatrughna went and destroyed Lavanasura and created the current Mathura in near Brindavan. He created that one. Then regarding Hanuman, the Rama story is incomplete without Hanuman. And once he told Hanuman, you are like the fourth brother. Bharata, Shatrughna, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna, you are my fourth brother. And Hanuman, the moment he saw Ramachandra in Kishkinda, no second word. He knew he is my heart. He is the call of my heart. He recognized him as a Lord, Guru, and ultimate purpose. And Hanuman is an embodiment of Buddhi. Why Hanuman? Why he became close to Ramachandra? So it is an indication, if you want to become dear to Ramachandra, you have to acquire these qualities of Hanuman. At least a bit. One is Buddhi, intelligence. Intelligence means Viveka. What should I do? What should I not do? And strength, you should be very strong. Not to put off until you retire. Do it now when you are healthy. Do it now. Bala, Yasha. The Yasha, Hanuman's Yasha, Kirti and Yasha. Kirti means one in front of you. In a known circle, you are popular. Yasha means unknown people also know about you. Hanuman, those who contemplate on Hanuman, they also become, their yashas will spread across. Yasha, it's Bala, Yasha, Dhairya. You need to have courage. Courage and to take on the responsibility, take on not to shy away. I am so scared. Not to be scared. Dhairya, Nirbhayatva, fearless in your life. Dhairya means your dashing personality. Nirbhayatva means no fear. And the Ajadyam, you are always no laziness. This weekend I want to just sleep in. I am waiting for Easter break. I want to sleep. Hanuman says, no Ajadya. Ajadya, Hanuman, the always cheerful and alert and Vakpatutvam. Hanuman, those who contemplate Hanuman, they become an eloquent speaker. Not knowing, just knowing itself is not enough, and you should able to communicate, express. I may have a excellent knowledge, but I can't communicate. Product is wasted. To express, you should able to say what you know. That is everyone should, to become a good salesperson, marketing person, everyone must become contemplating on Hanuman. You will get that quality. And when he met Sita Devi, Sita Kriti in Ashokavana, Sita Devi asked him after destroying the Lanka Dahana, it is okay now, you have come here, how about Rama's Sainya can come, entire army can come. Hanuman said, oh Sita Devi, I am the weakest in the Sugriva's army. So weakest has come, just think about the other people, not to worry. Everyone will come. He assured him, consoled him. And when after killing Akshay Kumara, Ravana's another son Akshay Kumara, and Indrajit somehow he put the Brahmastra. Hanuman could have shaken off that one, but he wanted to meet Ravana, and Ravana asked him, who are you? And he said, Dasoham Kosalendrasya Ramasya Krishna Karmanaha. I am the servant of Ramachandra who has unimaginable power. I am just a servant. He did not talk about I am a strong person, I am that quality. He said I am just a servant. I am a servant, I am a dasa of Ramachandra. And in the Hanuman, it is after burning the Lanka, then creating a havoc, last time he thought, did I burn Ashokavana also? And Ashokavana, and he thought to himself, this monkey mind, I should have spared Ashokavana, let me go and see. And he saw, oh, Ashokavana is safe, thank God. And he went to her and told her that any message for Ramachandra. She gave her Chudamani, and Sita Devi appreciate him, says the mantra. This mantra also is there in Valmiki Ramayana. Tomasmin karya niryoge pramanam harisattama tasya chintayo yatno dukkha kshaya karo bhavet. Sita Devi, Sita Kriti praises Hanuman. Tomasmin karya niryoge. Whoever thinks of you, for you nothing is impossible. Whoever has any challenges, karya niryoge, you are the foremost of Hari's devotee. You are foremost of the most capable person among the Vanaras. You are the foremost. Whoever thinks of you, they will overcome all hurdles in your life. Sita Devi herself blesses the Hanuman. Now that another story, the Jabali Rishi, he went along with Bharata to bring back Ramachandra, and Jabali Rishi, he told Ramachandra, the person Dasharatha is dead. Why grieve for the dead person? Just come back. Dead people talk many things, and dead people, that soul, who has seen the soul? Not to get hung up on that one, just come back. Take over the reins. And so to Jabali, when he was talking, Ramachandra said, Sir, what you are saying, you are talking like this, no existence, just why follow father's words? What are you talking? Is it your firm conviction, or you are talking just to persuade me? And immediately Jabali with the Rishi, the folded hands, Na Nastiko Aham Raja. I am not a Nastika. I am not a non-believer. I said this one only to bring you back. Only to bring you back. I said this one. And after the Hanuman, after when he returned to Ramachandra, and when they returned to Ayodhya, Ramachandra gave present to everyone, thanking. Thank you for helping me. Thank you. He gave the presents to Sugriva, Angada, all the Kapi Sainyas. And when it came to Hanuman, and he stood blank. And he looked at Hanuman. He said, I have nothing to give it to you except myself, and hugged him. And that hugged him, and so the mutual affection, affinity, I have nothing to give for others. So we go to temple, ask for one car, one promotion, we won't like Ramachandra take and go. But Hanuman, I don't need anything. Only I want you. That one, as yesterday I told, as I was writing this one, I was not referring to any book. I was writing what I was talking. When it came to this point, the tears started coming in my eyes. That uncontrollably, that bhava, that I was thinking, for me, I became one with that Ramayana, how the Valmiki would have felt writing Ramayana. So involved in the Ramayana, in the 25th canto, there is a message, Kausalya, Ramachandra wanted to take the permission of mother. He took Dasharatha was unconscious, and he went to Kausalya's palace and took the Ashirvada, to take the Ashirvada. This mother, the quality of a mother, the brave. What is the parting message? Sumana, you want to read here? Yeah, you want to come here? Yeah, come here. And the parting message, and how we have to send off our children. Yes, children are with us. Sooner or later they will depart, and how wish well. What is the wishing well? You want to read from here? Yeah, Kausalya's message. Yeah.
I'll try not to cry this. Kausalya, the magnanimous mother, putting away her grief, sipped water from the palm of the hand, became purified, and performed rites conducive to the welfare of Rama. O Rama, your departure cannot be restrained. Depart now, return soon. Abide in the footsteps of the virtuous. O Rama, let that virtuousness which you are fostering with courage and discipline protect you. O son, to whom you will be bowing in salutation at crossroads and in temples, those along with great saints will protect you in the forest. All the alms given by the wise sage Vishwamitra to you will ever protect you, who are rich in good qualities. O son, with magnificent alms, protected by your service to father and service to mother, as well as truthfulness, you will belong lived. O Rama, the best among the men, may the wooden sticks used for feeding the sacred fire, blades of the sacred kusha grass, and rings of kusha grass, sacrificial altars, temples and various sites selected by Brahmanas for worship of gods, mountains, trees, bushes, large and deep pools of water, birds, snakes, and lions protect you. May the Sadhyas and Vishwadevas and wind gods, along with eminent sages, ensure your happiness. May the cosmic person and the creator bring happiness to you. May the Pusha, Bhaga, and Armya, the three
Aryama, Pusha.
so Aryama, Pusha, Bhaga, and
Bhaga,
and Aryama, three of the 12 sons of Aditi, and the guardians of the spheres with Indra as their head, do good to you. May the 6 seasons, all the fortnights and months, years, nights, days, and hours always do good to you. May Veda, the Smriti, texts taken as one body, the resolution and the PT protect you, my son. May Lord Skanda and the moon god, along with the sage Brihaspati, the well-known 7 sages, as well as sage Narada, guard you on all sides. May the 4 quarters, along with the glorious guardians of the 4 quarters, which are eulogized by me, may protect you always on all sides in the forest. Let all mountains, oceans, kings of oceans, Varuna, heaven and earth, the intermediate space between them, rivers, astrological mansions, including gods presiding over them, day and night, the morning and evening twilights may protect you while you reside in the forest. The 6 holy seasons, months, years, and the measures of time known as Kala and Kashta bestow your happiness. Let the heavenly deities and demons too ever grant happiness on you while you traverse through the large forest in the guise of a hermit and full of wisdom. O son, let there not be fear for you of demons, the terrible ones performing cruel deeds, of devilish beings called Pishachas, and all of carnivorous animals. In that impenetrable forest occupied by you, let there be no monkeys, scorpions, gadflies, mosquitoes, snakes, or other insects. O son, let the great elephants, lions with tusks, tigers, bears, terrible he-buffaloes with horns not be hostile to you. O son, let the other ferocious man-eaters belonging to animal species, being worshipped by me here, not hurt you. O Rama, my son, may your pathways be propitious. Let your valor be powerful. Go well with all accomplishments. Let there be security to you against those dwelling in the atmosphere and on the earth, as well as against all the celestials, as also your enemies. O Rama, may Venus and the moon, as also the sun and Kubera and Yama, who are being worshipped by me, protect you while you reside in the forest of Dandaka. O Rama, may sacred hymns coming forth from fire, air, vapor, and from the mouth of singer of sacred hymns protect you at the time of taking bath. Let Shiva, the Lord of all spheres, Brahma, the Lord of creation, Vishnu, the nourisher of beings, the sages, and the rest of the celestials may protect you dwelling in the forest. Uttering thus, the illustrious Kaushalya, having large eyes, worshipped troops of divinities with garlands, sandal paste, and befitting hymns of praise. Duly procuring fire, she caused oblation to be poured into it, as per the direction of a high-souled Brahmana for the purpose of Rama's well-being. Kaushalya, the excellent woman, procured clarified butter, white garlands, ceremonial sticks, and white mustard seeds. That preceptor performed ceremony for peace as per the salute, as well as without error, and carried out propitiatory oblation externally with the remaining sacrificial food left after the main offering. She then got Brahmanas to pronounce blessings with honey, curd, unbroken grains of rice, and clarified butter by the repetition of certain hymns, and to utter prayers for the well-being of Rama in the forest. The illustrious Kaushalya gave the desired fee to that chief of Brahmanas and spoke to Rama as follows. Which felicity occurred in Devendra, the thousand-eyed, adored by all celestials, when a demon called Vrita was destroyed. Let that felicity occur to you. Which blessing was invoked by Vinata to Garuda, who was setting off to bring nectar in the past. May that blessing happen to you. While blessing was bestowed on Devendra, the wielder of thunderbolt, killing the demons at the time of producing nectar, let that blessing come to you. O Rama, which good fortune occurred to Vishnu, who was immensely glorious while making his 3 strides, let that good fortune come to you. O Rama, the mighty armed, may the seasons, oceans, Vedas, various spheres and quarters confer blessings with good luck to you. Saying so, Kaushalya, the large-eyed, proud woman, placed some unbroken rice grain on her son's head, smeared varieties of sandal paste over his body, fastened about his wrist by the way of an amulet. A herb called Vishalyakarini, which is efficacious and auspicious, and muttered sacred hymns in order to enhance its virtue. Though filled with grief inside, she appeared to be overjoyed outside, and with faltering words spoke thus with only mouth and not with her heart. The illustrious Kausalya embraced Rama, smelling his head by bending it, and spoke these words: Rama, my son, go with ease, with accomplishment of purpose as you are. O son, with all your purposes fulfilled and with good health, I shall see you returning to Ayodhya happily and taking over the reins of the kingdom. All my thoughts of grief having been expelled and my face shining with joy, I shall behold you returning from the forest like the full moon rising from the horizon. O Rama, I shall behold you returning here from your sojourn in the forest, having fulfilled your father's words and installed on the splendid throne. Having come here from your sojourn in the forest, you will be familiar with auspicious things and will ever be augmenting the desires of my daughter-in-law and of me. Depart now, O Rama. O Rama, worshipped by me, let the hosts of God, headed by Shiva, the Supreme Being, the great sages, spirits, the chief of evil spirits, the celestial serpents, and the 4 quarters wish well of you, who is setting forth the forest. Having so said, and having completed the rite of invoking blessings befittingly, Kaushalya's, whose eyes were overflowing with tears, no, I can't. Further went clockwise around Rama, and having pressed close to him, embraced over and again. Having been done circumambulation thus by the pious woman Kausalya, that highly illustrious Rama, pressing his mother's feet again and again,
again and again, shining by his own splendor, went to Sita's house. Iti Sri Ramayane Ayodhya Kande Panchavi Vimsha Sargaha. This completes the 25th chapter of Ayodhya Kanda. Ayodhya Kanda, it's so touching. Everyone, and for us also, when somebody is going, we'll say happy journey, good luck. But how to wish also, we don't know how to wish also. to our children. This Ramayana, why we have to read, it gives us guidelines how to wish. When our children now they are studying, they grow up and go to other place, how to wish them. This I will send this one to you and contemplate, and how to wish also. It gives an handbook. Ramayana is a must for improving the standard of our living, not just by raising the height of the ceiling, but improving the quality of our lives. Om apadama apahartaram dataram sarvasampadam lokabhiramam shriramam bhuyo bhuyo namamyaham.